Hey guys, what's going on? This is Carlos from Vigilante. I wanted to make a video today and share it with my subscribers and anyone who could see this video because it was really, in all honesty, very hard to convey my message in writing. I'm still going to send a newsletter, but I wanted to put this across in video because you are right now being robbed every day, every year. And what do I mean by that? I'm not talking about someone stealing from your house. I'm talking about people stealing your wealth. What's been happening over the years is the government and the Federal Reserve have been printing away cash in order to save who? The rich. So here's what's happened, and it is really concerning this year alone. The Federal Reserve and the government saved the stock market at the expense of the American dollar. Now, what does that really mean? What that means is the following. Who owns all the assets? We have the top 10% and the top 1% who basically own probably more than 50% of all assets. So we're talking about real estate, we're talking about stocks, we're talking about metals. So we have the top 10% own basically all assets. And then we have us, the average American. The bottom 50% own less than 2% of all assets, stocks, real estate, metals. Okay, now that you get that in your head, let's think for a second what happened. The stock market is currently sitting at the highest levels ever recorded in history. Okay, now who owns cash? Who has, when we talk about the bottom 50%, we store the majority of our wealth in cash sitting in a bank account earning 0.0001%. Okay, absolutely ridiculous as that is. Okay, now stock market is at the highest level ever recorded in history in the worst economic crisis we have seen since the Great Depression. Think about that for a minute. Stock market. The stock market is no longer a representation of the health of the economy. Millions of Americans are struggling to pay rent. Hundreds of thousands of Americans are sitting in food lines in their fancy cars trying to pick up food. There is a clear issue here, and that is Wall Street over Main Street. And that's the point I want to get across. The Federal Reserve and the government have printed trillions of dollars this year alone to pump the stock market to record levels. And that is quite concerning in my opinion, and I think it should be concerning to you as well. What's happening is assets are increasing in value and have been increasing much more today, making the wealth disparity even greater. And so essentially what's happening, your purchasing power of your dollars, your hard-earned dollars, keep decreasing, okay? Your purchasing power is being diminished every single day, every year, all right? Since the inception of the dollar, about 95% of the dollar has decreased in value, okay? So houses, the cost of living, anything, assets, in order to keep up with inflation, they keep getting more expensive. And basically, this is a great monetary inflation. And if this doesn't make sense to you, that the dollars are being, basically they're worthless now, and literally the Federal Reserve and the government dumped the dollar in order to save the stock market, which only the rich hold, then something's wrong, okay? We have lost the financial literacy here, and we're losing this game. And to me, for the first time in history, we have seen the escape out of this rigged system. And what is that? You can see it right here, right there, Bitcoin. It's time for plan B. And what that means is the following. Never in our life have we had the opportunity to store our wealth in something that is scarce. Right now, the dollar is the least scarce out of them all, okay? Printing out of nothing, trillions and trillions of dollars, devaluing your purchasing power that's sitting in your bank earning 0.001 interest, okay? We have 21 million Bitcoins ever in the history of humankind. That is it. No one's going to print more. It is programmable money that is ran in a network, secure network. So when you have a scarce asset like this, you can count that your purchasing power will not be devalued away, the value of your wealth. And so this has become an opportunity to go to a store of value. And that is what Bitcoin offers. And that is why I write this newsletter. And that is why I am doing this video. So you can be aware of this. And so you can think and rethink things and try to store at least 1% of your wealth, of your portfolio, in something that you know is not going to be printed away, and something that you know is going to be there for you next year, in 10 years, in 20 years, and it won't be devalued away. And that is such a strong thesis for Bitcoin. And it's me speaking right now, a completely irrelevant person in your life, okay? But I want to send this point across. Legendary investors, Paul Tudor Jones, Stephen Druckenmiller, who else? Mike Novogratz. I mean, you name it. Ray Dalio even, okay? Who owns the biggest hedge fund manager company in the world, actually. They are all waking up and realizing that Bitcoin is the way to go. They are realizing that this is basically the digital gold. And they have added Bitcoin to their portfolios. Now, you need to follow the money. These investors are making the moves because they are legendary investors, billionaires, okay? They are noticing this. There's still hundreds of billionaires out there that have not made the move. But we are seeing this turning point right now where even companies that are publicly traded are turning their balance sheet, their treasuries, their cash sitting in their treasury into Bitcoin. MicroStrategy, which is publicly traded and ran by Michael Saylor, the board of directors of Michael Saylor decided to turn $600 million in cash into Bitcoin. And I'm going to see if I can actually pull this up. It's quite amazing. So MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor literally said, we just had the awful realization that we are sitting on top of a 500 million ice cube that's melting. We feel pretty confident that Bitcoin is less risky than holding cash and less risky than holding gold. Okay? Then we have BlackRock, the head of the world's largest asset manager with $7.4 trillion, guys, trillion dollars in assets under management. All right? Their CEO, Larry Fink, made a bullish remark about Bitcoin, saying that it's caught the attention of many investors. And the cryptocurrency market is very small compared to others and has a lot of opportunity to grow. He admitted that having a digital currency has a real impact on the US dollar, making it less relevant on a global scale. And so just take a moment and think about this, guys. Yes, Bitcoin's volatile. Any technology that was ever invented or created was volatile at the beginning. That is a purpose, because it is a network that grows as more people buy into it. So yes, you're going to see $3,000 swing high and then down and then up and then sideways and whatever. But that's not the point. The point is which system do you trust right now? And I'm not saying put 100% of your portfolio or wealth into Bitcoin. And I'm not even a financial advisor, but I'm smart enough to realize that the system is here is not for us, right? And so Bitcoin's offering this opportunity, and I think everyone needs to open their eyes and do more research, study a little bit more, be financially literate, and realize that the system is not working for you, and Bitcoin is offering the solution. I could go on and on about this, but we don't have the time. And with these newsletters that I'm writing, though, you can keep up with Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies, and I will be giving more updates on this. But the point that I want to get across is this: your money sitting in your bank account, it is being devalued away. Inflation will run rampant in assets. And for once in your lifetime and in the lifetime of basically humankind, we are given the opportunity to escape the system and go for plan B. Thank you, guys.